I remember the moment she told me about the trip like it happened yesterday, though the memory still stings with a sharp, almost electric clarity. She was standing by the kitchen counter, her phone in one hand, a slightly nervous smile plastered on her face, as if she were about to confess something mildly embarrassing. "It's just a work trip," she said, her tone casual, rehearsed, as if she were delivering a line from a script she'd memorized hours ago. "With my coworker, Tom. Nothing serious, just work stuff." I blinked at her, carefully weighing her words. There was nothing wrong with work trips, of course not. But the way she said it, the way she tried to appear nonchalant, set off a flurry of instincts I had long buried. I could feel the familiar tightening in my chest, that cold knot that always appeared when lies hovered in the air, uninvited. I didn't answer immediately. I let the silence stretch just long enough for her to feel it. Her eyes searched mine, just a little too quickly, as if she expected the words she wanted to hear. "I'll be back in a few days," she continued, voice rising slightly, betraying a hint of defensiveness. "We have a client meeting, then a couple of workshops. It's all work." I smiled. Not the warm, affectionate kind of smile she might have hoped for, but the kind that slices through pretense like a blade. "Perfect," I said. "Perfect time for divorce." I saw her blink. One. Twice. Her smile faltered, and she opened her mouth, probably to protest, to defend herself, to insist that I was overreacting. But I held up a hand. "Don't. Just don't." It wasn't an impulse, this declaration. It had been simmering for months, longer than I cared to admit. The late nights, the whispered phone calls, the subtle, almost imperceptible distance that had grown between us like ivy strangling a tree. I had tried ignoring it, rationalizing it, convincing myself that maybe I was just being paranoid. But deep down, I always knew there was something she wasn't saying. And this trip, the way she framed it with that rehearsed casualness, confirmed all the suspicions I had carefully tucked away. She stared at me, her face a mixture of disbelief and hurt, emotions I once could have soothed, maybe even manipulated, to keep the peace. But not anymore. Not now. "You're serious?" she finally asked, voice tight, almost trembling. I nodded. More serious than ever. Her hand trembled slightly as she set her phone down on the counter. I don't understand. We've been planning this, Planning what?" I interrupted, my voice calm but sharp, the calm before a storm. "A future together? A life that's been a lie for months." Her eyes widened. She opened her mouth again, but I didn't let her finish. "Listen," I said, stepping closer, the weight of years of disappointment pressing into my words. "I loved you. I trusted you. I believed every word, every smile, every lie disguised as honesty. But I can't do it anymore. This trip, is just the confirmation of what I've known all along." I saw her lips quiver, a silent admission she didn't dare voice. "I'm not saying this because I want to hurt you," I continued, softer now, though still firm. "I'm saying it because I finally see things clearly. I can't pretend anymore, and I won't live in a house full of secrets and deception. If this is really just a work trip, then why the performance? Why the nerves? Why the half-truths and carefully chosen words?" Her eyes welled up with tears now, but there was no genuine remorse in them, only the faint flicker of someone caught, someone realizing the game was over. She reached out as if to touch my arm, but I stepped back. "Don't," I said again. "This isn't about the trip. It's about everything. The lies, the late nights, the little excuses that piled up until the mountain became too heavy to climb." The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by the faint hum of the refrigerator. I could feel the tension, thick enough to taste. She looked at me, really looked at me, and for a brief moment, I saw a shadow of the woman I had once known. But that shadow didn't reach deep enough to redeem the truth I now faced. "I suppose you think I'm heartless," I said finally, my voice quieter now, almost resigned. "Maybe I am, but I've spent too long trying to make something work that wasn't meant to. I've been patient, forgiving, hoping. But hoping isn't enough when trust is broken." Her hands were shaking now, her usual composure completely stripped away. "Please," she whispered. "Don't do this. Not like this. Not now." I shook my head, a faint, sad smile on my lips. "It's too late. I've already made peace with the fact that you're leaving, whether you admit it or not. I'm just saving us both the pretense. Go on your trip, see your coworker, enjoy your secret little adventure. I'll be here, moving on with my life." The words hung in the air, and for a moment, she was silent, stunned. I didn't give her a chance to cry, to beg, or to explain. I turned and walked out of the kitchen, out of the house that had once felt like a home, and out of the life we had built together. A life now defined by deception and betrayal. As I closed the door behind me, I felt an unexpected sense of freedom. Not joy, not relief, just the sharp, clean clarity of truth. The divorce would come later, the paperwork and the logistics, the awkward calls and the legal proceedings. But for the first time in years, I felt unshackled, unbound by lies that had poisoned the very foundation of our relationship. I walked down the street, each step deliberate, a quiet affirmation of my resolve. She could go on her trip, she could continue the charade, but I would no longer be a part of it. And as the evening sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the pavement, I finally felt it. The calm after the storm. The silence that comes only when you've stopped pretending and finally faced the truth. She had called it just a work trip. I called it the moment I reclaimed my life.